Well, guys, here we have a brilliant Marantz MR1135 paired with a pair of Audiosphere Monitor 8s. It's an excellent legacy mid-80s, late 70s, mid-80s setup when, audio was king. Let's go through it. So the Marantz was built in Japan, designed in California, built in Japan. And Japan really was the Swiss maker of, Swiss equivalent maker of audio equipment in that period. You can even go online to find that a lot of the amplifiers that were made during that period actually rival what you have today, because you had people actually cared about the audio quality versus just cranking out numbers. Now, currently this unit, as I said, is paired to the Audiosphere speakers, and they were just a good quality tower speaker you could have at that time, and it makes sense to put these two together. As far as what's involved, give you a nickel tour of the MR35. It's got a nice brushed stainless steel face, and right now it's actually, although I don't have an antenna on it, it is tuned to a local radio station, 96.7. I just pulled that one out of the air because it's powerful and local. But you've got two speaker channels, which actually runs up to two independent pairs in the rear, so you can actually run up to 8 speakers on this particular unit. Then you've got your loudness and a tape monitor, your stereo mono mode, and of course FM, whether you want to mute it or not. Bass, mid tones, and treble, and of course your selectors, and of course the balance is integrated into the volume knob, and you can just select that. I don't really know why a lot of people screw with the balance, because I want to have equally balanced audio all the time, but different strokes for different folks. As far as turning this thing up, let's just activate one of the speakers here.
All driving in style by taking advantage of great offers on select Lexus models.
I'm going to turn this down just a bit so you can hear me. But both speakers are functioning correctly. All of the channels, you got a tweeter, mid-range, and of course your woofer. And it's really going to be hard on a video for you guys to actually experience the loudness of this setup, but it's got some good breadth to it, real depth in how it works. So I'm happy to show them to you when you pick up the set. Nice thing about the tuner is that it actually shows you signal strength. What I mean by that is that, so for example, turn it up here.
Start seeing the man. For complete auto service, trust your car safety to the man from Upperman.
It basically just runs along till you find your station.
Cost-conscious couple seek
And then you're right there.
We love long walks on the beach, romantic dining, and this time we want to try something without the kids.
Vacations are never...
Now what you can do as well is that I've just got a cheapy little Android device that I've got hooked up to the auxiliary port in this unit. Just going to bring it to life here. And you can actually run your favorite audio through that. So I'm just going to turn it on the tape selector or the auxiliary port. Just going to move it to auxiliary. And we're going to just play some tunes. And for those who like AC/DC, it's good. You have to forgive me, the wire on this particular unit is a little wonky, but and you can see that it functions as it should. Now, of course, that song will really pump, and you don't have to worry, it's not going to do that. So what can I tell you guys? Let's just take a look at the rear real quick, and then power down that sound. Turn this video off for a sec. So here's the back of the Marantz, and basically you've got 4 inputs: your phono, auxiliary, tape monitor in and out, and again, some of you guys use a record player, and that's great. Basically you could run like an iPod, a computer, maybe a CD player, maybe another audio source, sort of you pick. The unit as well is fused, so if you did put too much power into it, the fuse will protect you from blowing it up. And as I said, this is what I mentioned to you earlier, the two different banks on the speakers. So we've got the first channel has got two speakers on it. The second channel, put another two speakers on it. And as well, you can run your accessories off where you want. So for example, this one will run up to 200 watts, and this one will run 100 watts. And, you know, there's nothing you're going to plug in there that's going to use more than 200 watts for sure. I mean, whether it's a turntable or an iPod, they use like next to no power. As well, when you're just using the single channels, like without twinning them up, you actually can run as low as 4 ohms, which is sort of desirable. A lot of guys like the sound 4 ohms makes. So, you know, something you can figure out. Standard antenna, you know, it's actually got 4 different ports for your antenna, from your 75 ohms to 300 ohms. And you can put an AM antenna, like if you're dying to listen to the radio, this will do that. But you know, at the end of the day, you buy one of these legacy units for the overall sound quality it generates without any of the crap that you have to put up with a lot of like all the little dials and things like that. And you know, when I know this one has dials, but I'm talking about some of the modern units that have so many adjustments that you just lose your lunch trying to figure out what to do. This is nice clean audio from the word go. So what can I tell you? As far as the monitor rates, they're good speakers. 23 inches high, 12 inches across, 10 inches deep. With the unit, you know, I'm including some there's about 15 feet of speaker wire. You put heavier wire on there if you want, if you're going to run further. It's really up to you. But it's a nice setup. Now, I will sell you the amp if you want to on your own. But, you know, these nice legacy speakers, you know, having the vintage sort of put together is, well, it's a good idea. And the nice thing with speakers is that, although I do have the grills off right now, the grills are perfect. They just go on just like so. And I'll take some independent photos of those. So what can I say? It's a good setup. You know, if you want to pump some tunes, have some legacy audio, and, you know, it's sort of like finding a vintage Mercedes that's really been looked after. And this unit really has been. The estate that this Marantz came out of, they really didn't use it very much. And it's very rare to find like things like the light bulbs working. Some guys will go and change the capacitors, but as far as I know, these are original capacitors, but it functions, it lights up right away. So, you know, based on its condition, like there's no markings on the knobs. I got a feeling this unit was purchased and they put it in a corner and maybe listened to Bing Crosby at Christmas time. So, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, guys, good quality setup. I'm not going to belabor the point anymore. Don't lowball me, because I'll just put it on the shelf. I'll wait for someone who really appreciates it, because it's priced right for what it is. So short of that, send me a text, email, or phone call, and I'll sell them to you.